Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of my Ferrari Road to Glory on F1 23. This one is going to be a lot of fun as I really enjoy Jeddah, and it also provides pretty good racing, to be honest, with so many DRS zones. Guys, if you haven't seen round 1 at Bahrain, check it out, link in the top right. Spoiler warning ahead for the season opener, so go check it out before we jump into today's video. So we start off with upgrades, and we have confirmation of both aerodynamic upgrades which failed and we had to repurchase finally arriving on the car for this weekend's race. For round 1 we had a chassis upgrade for the cockpit weight reduction. We're going to add to that by doing a cable assembly, so more weight reduction upgrades in place. Hopefully that will arrive before Jeddah and we can actually start to get some upgrades on that aren't going to fail straight away. We also had some leftover R&D points, so we're going to go ahead and purchase more upgrades for the aero, so the front wing or the front or secondary wing flaps are going to be purchased, but those are going to arrive before Australia. So in terms of Jeddah, it's going to be hopefully the cable assembly if it arrives for the chassis, and the 2 repurchased aero upgrades from the end of the last episode. With that done, we jump into our first chassis department event of the season, and we basically had to choose whether to, take the advice from the department or give our own feedback. And because it's only our second race with Ferrari, I'm going to trust the team and what they have to say. And then a few days later we had a few more R&D points saved up, so we're going to spend those on the rear wing, on the beam wing. So that's going to bring another chassis upgrade with the cable assembly, and now 2 more aerodynamic upgrades on the way, but both of those are going to be on the car hopefully for the Australian Grand Prix, not for this one. So with that done, upgrades out the way, 1 chassis, 2 aero on the car this weekend, and we should have a better package than in round 1 in Bahrain. So let's get into it and let's jump into Jeddah. Forecast is dry, as you'd expect in these parts of the world. We then look at the performance chart. Of course, we won the last race in Bahrain, a very good opening race. Red Bull shot themselves in the foot and really struggled and had a really poor race. As you can see, they've got no upgrades on their car this weekend, but we are stronger, and we are the team that, along with McLaren, have brought the most upgrades this weekend. So with that pretty much out of the way, we jump into practice, and straight away on my very first lap we had a bit of a moment through the S section. Eventually we figured it out, got it right, and started to get into our groove and find our rhythm in practice. We then finished the race strategy program with a flawless score, going purple on our last lap. Trying to collect the data, understand where the tyres are and also the fuel rate in terms of what you burn around here. And this one is a bit more fuel efficient than Bahrain, but the tyre wear is a little bit higher, so we have to factor that in terms of our car setup. Here are the results. We finished in 14th, 1.6 seconds off the top on the mediums, and we also collect pretty much 700 R&D points, which is decent progress. Guys, one thing I have to ask you to comment down below: if things become too easy too fast, should I tweak the AI's development rate to basically have their R&D points, cash and acclaim to increased rather than default? Let me know. We are already on reduced, so if that's not enough, we may have to also bump up the AI a little bit. Either way, here we go then. Time for qualifying at Jeddah, getting our helmet on, getting suited up and ready to try and send it in the desert once again, and we're going to see if we can try and put on a show. We got pole last time in Bahrain, so we're going to try and go for 2 in a row here. Hopefully we have the pace to do so. Currently on our first timed lap, we had a bit of a scruffy turn 1, having to turn in twice and correct our steering input. We also had a bit of a scruffy end to the S section at pretty much the final part of sector 1, and then through the hairpin we just avoid contact with the wall there, but we got super wide and super close to the barrier. However, we did not get away or escape contact at the final corner as we clipped the inside part of the wall. So we're going to finish a relatively scruffy first lap in second place, 3.5 tenths off Perez with a 26.2. Now onto our second lap. The best lap so far is Charles Leclerc, who's P1, a 26.0, which is about 5 to 6 tenths quicker than our lap. So that's the benchmark we have to try and beat, and currently you can see we're purple in sectors 1 and 2. Into the final corner, this time cleaning up the mistake from the last lap, avoiding the wall on the inside, braking later and getting the power down earlier as we get a better line, and we're going to improve by nearly 8 tenths of a second to a 25.7, making it provisionally a Ferrari 1-2. So with that done, that was a really good lap. There's minimal or marginal time to be found, so we're going to send it one more time, pretty much full commitment and give it absolutely everything. So let's send it for a lap around Jeddah in the Ferrari SF23. what can I say? An absolute beauty of a lap, a 25.569. Is it enough for pole? Yes, it is. 2 in a row, and to be fair, we didn't even have to improve. Our previous attempt was good enough for P1. However, it's a front row lockout. This time, no grid drop for Leclerc, so unlike in Bahrain, this 1-2 finish is going to stick and is going to be the starting grid for this race. So very good pace from us. Red Bull second row, the McLaren's also 2x2 a bit further back, and then the Mercedes actually Hamilton out qualifying Russell by quite a big margin with Bottas on a 5th-place grid drop. So guys, 2 for 2 so far pole. Can we make it 2 for 2 for race wins? Things are looking very healthy right now. The car feels quick, looks quick, but let's try and convert. Hopefully Leclerc can follow through and we can try and get a decent 1-2 finish, which would be massive for the championship this early on. Anyway, let's get into the race and let's send it.
Good morning, good afternoon, or for us, good evening, as we're under the night lights of Jeddah. The floodlights are on and so is the pressure here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Martinez lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Verstappen, Hamilton, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Russell, Ocon, Joe, Stroll, Albon, Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Bottas, and Logan Sargent. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Round 1 in the bag. Bahrain was a complete success. Pole, win and fastest lap. Can we repeat that today? Can we go back to back and run it back with those same 3 statistics? We're about to find out. Either way, pace looks good. Qualifying pace was good. Let's find out if the race pace is on point. Now, with that said, strategy for this one is going to be a one-stop. The game does possibly advise a 2, but you can see it's about 12 seconds slower. So we're going to go for the 1 and basically suffer through some tyre wear at the end of both stints. Same strategy as Bahrain pretty much. So let's try and get into it. Hopefully Leclerc can get a podium. A 1-2 would be excellent at this stage of the season, and we're going to get to work and send it. So guys, like the video, subscribe, and let's get to work and let's try and go 2 on the bounce. So just like Bahrain, the first race, the Red Bulls have elected to go aggressive on tyres again, so they're both on softs. The question is, will they get a good start this time? Here we go then, round 2, time for Jeddah. Let's get to it. Oh, great start. Leclerc also not getting a great getaway. We'll brake a little bit early so that Leclerc can go on the inside off the first corner. And looks like he's managed to hold on. So good stuff, good start. Let's readjust now to the heavy fuel tank. Norris up to P5. Perez still ahead of Verstappen. Well, let's see now what we're looking at race pace wise. A 1-2 would be the ideal result if we can pull it off. Looks like Red Bull are going to go soft medium, whereas everyone else, or those who started at mediums, are going to go medium hard. Leclerc, Perez side by side, just behind us here, is kicking off. Perez trying to make that soft tyre work, and he has got ahead, so Checo making moves. Here we go then onto the back straight. We should have some decent straight line speed. Leclerc trying to go through, I'm going to give him a bit of a toe to see if he can get in front. A little bit deep into the chicane there. but we stay ahead. Leclerc trying to get ahead of Perez there again. We're going to give him the toe. We'll let him go to the outside. Leclerc around the outside of the final corner. Hits the barrier there. May have damage. We're going to box Perez in. I'm hoping Leclerc doesn't have damage. That would be far from ideal. Into turn 1. Perez trying to go through. We're going to just make our car nice and wide and stop him from making a move here. We'll let Leclerc set the early pace, and then hopefully the soft tyres will start to fade. This is perfect. We're getting a distant toe from Charles. Perez up the inside of the final corner. DRS will now be enabled, so we have the straight line speed to fight if we use the battery.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Good driving there, good defensive driving. And now the Red Bulls battling amongst themselves a little bit, which takes the pressure off. Leclerc does not have damage, so we can drive as normal and try to make this 1-2 work. This race is a lot more manageable now with DRS. Just going to let Leclerc hold on here. The Red Bull should be entering the first tyre wear phase on their soft tyres any minute now, as we're on 16% on our right rear, so the softs will start to struggle soon. I've just got to try and time the overtake on Leclerc right so that we can drop the Red Bulls. Oops, bit of a moment there. We'll take him with a warning, that's okay. Did that in qualifying, just bottomed out on the curb. No big deal. Red Bulls are still holding on, their tyres don't seem to be fading right now. Oh, here we go, the Red Bulls are going at it now, side by side. Verstappen and Perez, we're going to get down to the apex a little bit earlier into the last corner. They're both still going at it, so I'm going to try and now switch with Leclerc here efficiently to try and move. So we go purple in sector 3. Leclerc's quicker in the first sector than me, so we should be able to hopefully try and get a gap here. The Red Bulls still battling now into 1 and 2. There we go. This might be it. Leclerc will get the DRS. We'll let him close in as much as possible to try and open up a gap here. We'll let him go on this straight, and then we'll repass him on the main one. Come on, Charles. Got to go, mate. To the inside you go. Perez. I don't know if he has DRS or not, but he definitely does it now. So I think we've got this time to perfection. Gap 1.2 and growing. Right then, let's see if Leclerc can keep the pace on through this first sector. Crucial phase of the race. Norris might start battling with Perez as well, who has passed Verstappen. We'll get the battery on and breeze past. There we go. This is how we're going to get a gap. Come on, Charles, let's work on the inside, please, mate. There we go. That gap now starting to really go up for Checo. Although I will say, Checo is not dropping back massively. The Red Bull does seem to have race pace, and they may well be a threat once they box for mediums. But for now, this is working pretty well for us. Going to try and get Leclerc here, use some battery in the process, and then Leclerc can try to get back through on the main straight. Nice pass, clean, efficient. And now Leclerc should be able to breeze back past. Let him have the outside, but AR behave better usually.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Perez still staying out, so we'll get another lap to try and pull a gap. Everything has gone well, and we've now got a healthy gap over Checo, who still hasn't pit.
Okay, we want you to pit this lap, so push now, push.
Speaking of which, Checo now does box Verstappen pit on the lap before, so we're going to stick to the strategy here to avoid getting undercut, but we've got a nice healthy lead here. This race is going well. I haven't shown every single lap of teamwork, but basically we're swapping every single lap back and forth. Trying to keep it as efficient as possible. We'll let him go now with DRS. We'll try to get him back on the next one, and then I'll try to give him DRS again for the main straight. If we can choreograph that, that would be ideal. Should be able to. We'll use a little bit of battery here to help us along the way. So we're going to box this lap. Leclerc will stay out one more. So we go through, and now we give him DRS for the main straight. Just like so. So we're now going to box for the hard tyre. Hop off the medium. And commit to our one stop. Nice and easy. Pit entry. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Right. Tyre icon just popped up, so on the money. Norris, Hamilton pit. We might get held here. No, we just get away. Crucial. Absolutely critical. We just got let go ahead of Norris there. Fuel looks good. Let's see now where Checo is. He's crossing the start-finish line right now, so we're going to be okay here.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Going to be just behind Hulkenberg here, so we can look to try and get him. Gap to Perez 2 seconds, so he's getting quite a fair bit, and he's also on a medium tyre, but we'll try and do the same thing in the second stint as we did in the first stint. Force myself to wait behind Hulkenberg here, because I wanted to get DRS, which we're now going to get, but this means Checo has also got DRS. Hulkenberg trying to fight, so we're just going to run him out of road and just force him to lose a bit of time. Let's use all the battery here to make sure we keep the gap to Perez.
In the pits.
Although Perez goes straight through on Hulkenberg. So Perez back in the fight. Didn't really do the best thing there. We just got caught behind Hulkenberg in the S section. Right then, let's see. Checo's got a run. He's flying right now. Trying to make this race awkward for us. We're going to squeeze him out. Leclerc's going to rejoin behind. So we've undercut Leclerc by quite some margin. We'll see if we can try and get him back into DRS range. Checo trying to go through. Just trying to give him the squeeze. He's got a DRS. I want to try and be a bit of a nuisance and a bit of a pain for him. Also, I want to try and see if I can back us back into Leclerc. So we have a 2-on-1 situation where we can work together. Going to slow down a little bit there. I think I might have got DRS for the main straight. Side by side. No, Checo's got it. So we're going to have to burn the batteries. Checo with DRS open, so we're going to have to use everything here we can match up. Into turn 1. Checo's still there for turn 2. We'll go around the outside. Great bit of racing. And we'll keep P1 for now. But we need Leclerc to get in on this fight. Give us a helping hand. A little bit of lift and coast. Just to back Perez up. And that should bring Leclerc into play here. We'll keep our car on the inside. Make Perez go the long way around. Little lift, but it should bring Leclerc into it. And now we can basically repass Checo and keep him in this battle with us, thus not letting him get away. There we go. Great management. Great choreography. And we can now try to reset this 1-2 and bring it home. Right then, here goes Checo again. We're going to just try to make our car nice and wide. Leclerc coming through on the outside. There we go. We've managed to box Checo in. Checo tries to go around the outside, but we'll just run him out of road. Beautiful racing, and just like that, we've brought Charles back into the race. 1-2 is back on. Great race management here. Happy days. Perez isn't really close this lap. I'm going to try and see if I can push this a little bit with the battery. I reckon Checo might just be entering the first tyre wear phase, because we are on 22 on the rear, which for him should mean tyre wear phase 1. You can see we've just managed to maybe drop him here. We're going to use everything to basically fly by, and we'll see if we can try and get Leclerc to stick with us here. A little bit deep there, but we'll wave Leclerc back through. Down to 1, but I think we've done it. I think we've timed that beautifully. At one time, Checo had a bit of a poor first sector, possible tyre wear, and we punish as we get the gap. And let's try And again, like in the first stint, extend, work together and pull away. We've got the gap now. Perez falling away. Both myself and Leclerc got the teamwork down. This is going very, very well. Oh, it's probably suboptimal, but Leclerc will go back through now and regain the lost time. Easy enough. Let's bring this one home now. Question is, who's going to win it? Ooh. Verstappen's out of the race. That's a big one already. Wow. Red Bull, Verstappen having a horrible season so far. No safety car though, or virtual safety car, so I'm happy to see that. But that's a massive moment. Verstappen out of the race. Wow. Okay. Well, that could be interesting. Wow, that's a big one. Might just lose the RS now. I could just say I feel like I'm struggling a little bit. Leclerc breaks the RS for now. We'll use everything here to get back in, but we're going to be very low on battery. We'll go through here. I'm trying to make the pass. Leclerc will have the RS now. Had a bit of a poor exit, so I think we've got a margin, so now we can try to stay in front and basically use the little charge we have left to try and defend. Also, what would Ferrari do in this situation? Realistically, they'd probably give Leclerc the win, wouldn't they? If we're being real. But Notto or not. So Leclerc's going to close in through here. Rapidly. We'll just cover off the inside. Got a little bit of charge, which we're now going to use. Let's see if we can try and hold on to this. Leclerc trying to decide what way to go. Not sure who's going to get the RS here. It's going to be a run to the line. We've got it, but I've got no charge. Can we pull it back? Up to the line.
Yes, mate, I'll take that. Well done. We're really happy with the podium down here, so well done. Yes.
A sterling effort from the team and a magnificent drive to secure victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
Wow, 0.007. Unbelievable. Fair play, Charles. Fair play. He gets his first win. Good bounce back after Bahrain. Gutted I didn't get that win. I thought I had it once we got the momentum rolling with DRS. But an absolutely incredible photo finish in round 2, guys. And it's a 1-2 as well for the team, which is absolutely awesome in a race where Max Verstappen, of course, DNF'd. Perez P3 with a fastest lap of the race, so he does do some form of damage limitation. Norris, Hamilton, Alonso, Piastri, Russell, Gasly and Stroll round out your top 10, and confirmation at the bottom of Verstappen's DNF along with Valtteri Bottas. So, standings after 2 rounds. We are top of the table, 16 points ahead of Lewis, 18 ahead of Perez and 19 ahead of Leclerc. Verstappen only 6 points to his name after 2 rounds. Constructors, we take the lead, 25 clear of Mercedes and over double the points of Red Bull. So Very good stuff 2 rounds in. I think the next race is when things are going to start to get a bit more complicated. Australia's a tricky circuit for me, and also a bit stronger there as well, so things are going to get a bit more tricky, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. Either way, an excellent start to the season so far, maximising the points. And yeah guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe for more. Let's try and smash over 1,200 likes on this episode. Subscribe for more, like I said before. Beyond the 100k mark now, but anything beyond this is a bonus. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the channel and the content and everything that I do over here. As always, check out the 2 videos on screen, guys, if you haven't seen them already. And yeah, cheers for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and let's go back from me.